Devi.
Hi, Devi.
And
Heard about your trip, and I'm envious.
we are very jealous. I'm a Lahiri. My wife is a Goshal, and we come from Bengal. And Lahiris are from the clan of Barendu Brahmins, and we are all interrelated. So, yes, I've heard of Lahiri Mahasaya. I don't know what the direct connection is, but in fact, it was my wife Chobi. Chobi's father first told me when I was married, said, "You know, there is a very famous man." So, my background is that my mother was a princess, my mother's father was the Maharaja of Nator, and we were, he was a very important priest of Kali temple, and there are out of the 11 major Kali temples in India, two of them belong to our family. One in Nator, which unfortunately is in Bangladesh, was in the palace, and the other one is not far from Tarapit, is in Tarapit, which is not far from Calcutta, near a famous university of Rabindranath Tagore. Now, it's quite interesting that my father was a scientist, and he was brilliant. He was in London all through the war, all 7 years of war, and he was taken by Pandit Nehru back in 1945. And he was agnostic, even though he was a Brahmin, and he married my mother in 45 after the war, and my mother's pocket money was 4 times his salary. But then partition came in 47, and of course my grandfather lost all the property and the temples, particularly in East Bengal, which is now Bangladesh. My father then had a heart attack at a very young age. Probably that's why I'm a cardiologist. And he met a guru by chance. He was agnostic. He was the head of Central Fuel Research Institute, and he had 11 regional laboratories. And one of them was in Kashmir, and was quite high altitude, so he had to take his own oxygen. And he used to buy apples. In those days when we were young, you couldn't get apples in the plains of India, only in the mountains. And of course there was no transport. So you had to go and fetch it and eat it within a few days. And when he went to buy the apples, it was a Muslim who owned the apple orchard. And he saw this guy, he looked like a Rastafarian, sitting in his saffron robes under an apple tree. And my father said, "What's he doing here? You're a Muslim?" He said, "No, we all believe it." I started believing I'm his disciple. So he was very sad. He said, "But this guy is Hindu." He said, "Yes, he's Hindu, but we still believe him."
Yeah.
This man became my father and mother's guru. His name was Ashoka Mahananda. And I met him because he used to come to our country. I was very close to Ranchi, only 60 kilometers from Ranchi, a place called Hazaribagh, and in the mountains. And Ashok Maharaj was found by the Indian army frozen into the side of a wall, sitting in the yogic position. And he was brought down by the army because they thought he was dead, to bury or to burn, like a lot of holy men they find. But at night, because they lit the fire inside a cave, because there was a blizzard outside, in the warmth, his body started melting and he woke up. And so he was in hospital for 6 months with a pneumonia, and he survived being frozen to a wall. And so, of course, no one medically can prove that. So what probably happened, that he was in deep yoga when he slowed down his body and he froze very suddenly inside the cave, and then was defrosted. but no one ever can say, except the Chief Minister of Kashmir became his disciple. So did the army captain who brought him down from the mountains, and my father and mother. So this was my close relationship with Indian philosophy from one
Thank you,
side,
Avi.
and my mother's side was the famous Kali temples and my grandfather. So I hope to see you.
Thank you very
either
much.
in
Thank you,
London
Avi. It's,
or in India or in Athens.
I'm sure Debbie will be thrilled. I really thank you for this. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. So